Eli Greer from the Edgewood Neighborhood Association. I actually was born here in the Edgewood Park neighborhood. I grew up in this neighborhood, and I decided as a young adult to return to this neighborhood, to the place of my upbringing and my childhood, to try to make small changes and improvements. And I've gotten involved in many community projects that transcend this neighborhood and are across citywide. I have a great relationship with my very direct neighbors. With my neighborhood, I've attended all of the local management team meetings. These management team meetings were set up across the city by the city over a decade ago. These monthly meetings, I go to meetings about Whaley Avenue businesses, which is the WASD group, and I attend the neighborhood, the web group, and it's fantastic. A lot of ideas. So this is our local District 10 Community Police Substation for the Whaley Avenue, Edgewood, and Beaver Hill neighborhoods and Lower Westville. So we wanted to have a great location where everyone could meet, and this has become a hub of activity for all local neighborhood meetings, for all meetings about the Whaley Avenue district and the Whaley Avenue businesses and the Edgewood community. And this has been a meeting center for the community, which is just absolutely phenomenal. We're working to build up Whaley Avenue. There's a streetscape program that's supposed to go into effect, redoing the sidewalks from Sherman to Winthrop on Whaley Avenue, and in about 2 months a community bank is going to open up at the corner of Sherman and Whaley Avenue, and each one of these small steps add to a larger picture of a more positive Whaley Avenue from downtown into town, into the Whaley Edgewood Beaver Hill neighborhood. And then there's the rest of Whaley Avenue, from Lower Whaley Avenue towards Amity, that also has some of the same similar issues with their commercial lots. And right now we're in the midst of negotiations with several grocery stores to take the place of Shaw's that closed about 2 months ago. And as a neighborhood, we're working behind the scenes to find the proper fit. We did a survey. Over 1,000 surveys were filled out in the Dwight Kensington neighborhood of what it is they would want for that spot and what kind of goods they're looking for and what the price ranges are, so we kind of have a very good idea of what it is we want to put. And so community involvement also entails different communities sharing ideas on how to solve problems. Every community has the same list of issues, whether it's graffiti or potholes or loud noise or loitering or abandoned vehicles or unwanted persons or commercial lots that aren't being taken care of. The question is, can we share ideas across the city? When you bring ideas before a community, at first they may be hesitant. Some are rah-rah, some are nah. Some people don't want to put in the time. Some people want to be with you. Obviously, you have to work in the neighborhood that you're comfortable with, whether that's where your friends are, that's where your family is, that's where your church, your mosque, your synagogue is, that's where your kids go to school. You have to find which neighborhood fits for you. Everyone has different reactions to different neighborhoods. And we've worked on many projects, from planting 500 trees in this neighborhood with CDBG funding, which is city funding. We planted elm, oak, zelkovas, liquid ambers, and we planted them from West Park to Winthrop, from Sherman to Whaley to Edgewood to Hubinger, all over. And then we follow through as a neighborhood and water the trees. Planting a tree is one thing, watering is a whole different thing. For the first several summers, if you don't, you can lose the tree. We've had an adopted drain program where we get a few neighbors on the corner to be responsible to clean their sewer drain. Every 2 years we have a group of kids which go to the fire department and they get a can of yellow paint and walk around the neighborhood and paint 20 fire hydrants here in this neighborhood. Small programs like that add up to make the neighborhood a better place. If a traffic sign is down, if there's graffiti on a box, we've worked very closely with Elaine Braffin from LCI. She's also been involved in this neighborhood for well over a decade, and she's been extremely responsive to whether you have a home that's foreclosure vacant and we can't have loitering. And all these kind of small neighborhood things stack up to a larger picture, which is why this neighborhood, the Edgewood neighborhood, and around the city for other reasons, are better off than we were a decade ago. So it's a lot of fun, it's great. And as long as you're consistent, determined, and persistent to join these groups, one project after another, you can succeed. all have great ideas. We're all in it for the ultimate goal of making New Haven a better place. It's a great place. We have 7 colleges and universities in the cities. The city has every religion and race, can walk around freely and feel comfortable. And we all live amongst each other. We don't live in isolated groups or in isolated blocks. And so we really have every reason to make this work and to make tomorrow better than yesterday.